So Jen had a traumatic brain injury in about February, and today's session is all about getting her spine to move a little bit more. Jen is exhibiting weakness on her right side, both arm and leg, but as you can see, once asked to use that right side, she can really make good use of it. We're using the orbit here by Balanced Body to really entice the spine to move. As you can probably see, there's not much happening at the lumbar yet. However, it is much improved. We're trying to work it without forcing it. In this movement, we're trying to add a bit of arm strength and a tricep push-up. I'm using a lot of hands-on adjustments, and as you can see, the more Jen does this exercise, the more she's getting from her arms. Our goal is to stay in a neutral spine on the way down and extend on the way up. However, you can see she's a bit in extension the whole time. This exercise here is more about driving the orbit just to get a little bit of rotation and loosen her up. Now, I'm demonstrating to Jen a pre-walking crawling exercise, which she is going to perform. What's great about doing it this way is it offers a little bit of lateral flexion in the spine and some hip flexion. So she's going to basically crawl across the room using opposite arm and leg to create that movement. And if you haven't used the orbit, this is a great way to do it, and you can see the orbit really moves with her. I use this for all my clients who are relearning walking. I've used this for clients with cerebral palsy, young clients, and some of my older clients who've had strokes. Depending on the client, I'll offer more support. So as you can see with Jen, it is a lot harder to reverse this than it is to go forward. Now we're taking a bit of a break here because Jen was getting tired, and we're actually talking about therapy using horses, which Jen is going to start next week, and we're really excited about. We often gossip about the Real Housewives as well. Sorry about the break in action. But again, going back to Jen, she's a former athlete, Division I softball player, and she had some disc herniations when she played ball. So that spinal tension from the injury is also really inhibiting the use of her psoas in her walking. So Jen is going to start some physical therapy soon to help me get her lumbar spine moving without forcing it. I truly believe forcing it is not going to be the answer. So we're going to use some functional manual therapy. If you don't know a functional manual therapist, find one. And we're going to combine that with lumbar mobility and see how she does. We performed this exercise, I believe, 8 times forward and back, and it is a lot more exhausting than it looks. As I said, this is a great way to work with kids because it makes it more fun. They feel like they're playing a game. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. He's mad because I'm not petting him right now. Some of you might notice that Jen has sneakers on, and Mariska and I are often always yelling about no sneakers. But because of some weakness in Jen's ankles, her ankles are rolling a lot during these exercises. So we are using the shoes to help us. Now her session on Wednesday is going to be shoes off, more focused on the feet. Now what I'll be using the orbit for is working hip extension and knee flexion. It's hard to see from this angle, but we're going around in a small circle, kind of enticing a pelvic clock as well. And Jen is doing a pretty good job of controlling her legs. I am moving the orbit, but in this video, it looks like I'm pushing it a lot more than I actually was. Now, when we went to do the single leg, she was hiking her hip quite a bit. Again, because that lumbar spine can't really stabilize. So we're using this magic circle to keep her scapula stable and that opposite hip so she can do single leg movement. We've also added some abduction here. Again, I apologize about the angle. You can't really see. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned I have this sped up about 4 times just to make this a little bit faster. This whole workout took about 28 minutes total. I can't get any peace and quiet. That was my husband. Sorry if you heard him as well. Now, we're discussing here about Jen. She is still having trouble connecting to her muscles, although you'll see her moving quite well. She's not really feeling stuff yet. So I'm just trying to, ensure her that that will come over time and just to be patient. We've been working on roll-ups, and as you could see, it still was so locked at the lumbar. So we're going to go back to our extension and flexion. And I love using the orbit, and if you notice, she just fell down, but we got her. Her mother has been very patient with me. It's very hard to watch your child struggle, but luckily Karen trusts me. This is a great way to use the arms and work upward and downward rotation of the scapulas and get spinal extension. And the video just cut off. So again, we did about 5 reps of that, and then she got up and we did some assisted walking. Thank you guys so much. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. Bye.